Welcome back, everybody. This is Ty with another video for you, and let's just talk a little bit about my adventure this weekend with my Super Hang-On. Right now it's working just fine, as long as I have my heat gun pointed at it, and I'll explain that to you through this video, but I just want to do a little intro to it because it starts out with me just trying to figure out what was going on with the glitch, and I was using a blower to heat up my to dry off my boards after I washed them. So what you're going to see is in order. The first thing is I already pulled the board. I didn't show how dirty it was in the beginning because a lot of times I'll start working on something and I don't realize, hey, I should probably be recording this. So anyways, so I pull the board. Essentially what you're going to see in this video, I'm going to pull the board out of this. I've washed it already and I have it sitting in a drying rack with a blower on it drying it off. The next portion I'm going to take the chips out of the board. I'm going to clean them with some of this stuff right here, and then followed by that I'm going to do a little more testing, and then you're going to see at the end how I resolve the issue in regards to why I have the heat gun here. So if you want to know why the heat gun's here, you have to watch the video or at least skip ahead. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little intro so this doesn't seem so random when you're watching the video. Yeah, so that's it. And get ready for the video coming up. Okay, welcome back, guys, and I'm gonna have to yell here a little bit so you can hear me. This is Ty, another video for you, and what I've got set up here is a large blower fan, and below it are the boards from my Super Hang-On. And the reason why I have this blower blowing on them is I just washed the boards and I'm drying them out, and this works really well for drying out the boards. And this metal rack just makes it easier to kind of line them up in different ways, because I want to get them to blow on these boards in every direction, because you got to get underneath the chips. And so that's what I've got set up right here. I also use this blower to dry off a monitor chassis after I've washed that as well. And well, I've already washed this. I'll just show you over here. This is where I wash my my boards. It's just a basement sink. I've got in here, even though it says Simple Green Grease Lightning, I've got Simple Green in the bottle. And what I do is I just take this and I just spray down the board. And after it's been sprayed down, I wet this brush I have here. And then I just imagine the board is in here, and I just kind of swirl the board, you know, washing kind of like this around and around. And then when I'm done, I flip it over. I wash the other side, make sure I get inside all the connectors, and then I rinse it off real good. And then once I've rinsed it off, I kind of shake it off a little bit, and then I bring it over to the over here to the drying rack. So I just want to show you this, guys. If you're ever washing a board, I can't recommend you do it, because you might damage it. But this is what I do. So if you decide you're going to do it, I find this works well for me. This is an old motor out of a furnace, an oil furnace, and I used to use it for drying lots of things. It's got quite the output on it. Yeah, you can't really tell here, but it really blows. Really, it does a good job of drying things off. So I'm gonna let that sit there for probably like an hour or so, and I'll move the boards around. So I don't want to do it right now with my one hand on the camera. So that's it. Just a real quick video to show you that. Okay, guys, it's time for another video for you, and I'm still working on that Super Hang-On board. Now I've completely washed and dried it, and before I put it back in, what I want to do is I was getting some small graphical glitches in the game, and most likely it's just a bad connection on one of the sockets. But the board was so dirty, it was just because the fan inside the Super Hang-On sucks in so much dirt from outside that I needed to wash it first before I even can do anything else, because that could be causing glitches. But what I'll show you here is just a simple thing that you can do to your game if it does have some graphical glitches. I had the same thing happen with the Donkey Kong 3 that I got. That was a real simple one, and in that case, the actual only thing that you could notice was that Donkey Kong's pupil in his eyes would disappear sometimes. So I've got the ROM here. Now what I've done is I've taken a screwdriver and just kind of pried it up. Now you can use a chip extractor, but it's actually easier just to use a little screwdriver like this. But here is the chip, okay, and we got it out. You'll notice that on the board you'll see little notches that's silk screen onto the board, and you'll see a notch on the chip here, so you know which end to put it in, because if you put it in the wrong way you'll destroy the chip. So now I've taken the chip out like this, and I've got this stuff called deoxit on a cotton swab here. I'm just going to dab it on the chip here. What this does is removes the oxidation from the chip on the legs. Now this has got actually pretty clean legs, so same thing with that Donkey Kong 3. It really didn't have any issues with it, other than that tiny little thing there. The only thing with the Donkey Kong 3 is they have single swipe sockets. This at least has dual swipe. And what that means is that in these sockets, on the inside there's a metal contact, and the outside is a metal contact, so it touches both sides of the chip socket. Now if you had a real dirty chip leg, or if one's like almost rotten away or rusted, you may have to resort to different measures, even to the point of either replacing the legs or sanding them slightly, and then after you sanded them, tinning them with your soldering iron. But I'm just going to show you this. This is the first step you should do if you're not going to just deoxit them. This is just a pink pencil eraser. You just rub it on them. You got to be careful not to knock off a chip leg accidentally when you're doing this. You got to be careful. So you can polish up the actual contacts with the pencil eraser. That also works on an NES cartridge too. But it's always good. I have a huge pack of these things sitting around, and I didn't really need to even do that to this chip. It was in pretty good shape. So this deoxit stuff works great. Now this is actually not pure deoxit. This is the cheap stuff that you can buy at Radio Shack. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. I don't even know if I have any deoxit left. You know, the more pure form of deoxit. But so I put the chip back in. I'm going to show you. This is a right here. This is a Radio Shack. It's called anti-corrosive lubricant spray, and it's real cheap, and it's the part number, because if you go to Radio Shack you just tell the guys the part number, they'll tell you which one it is, and you'll get the right stuff. It's 64057, and I'm just going to show you in the ingredients in this thing. Get in my lens in here. I've got to find it myself first here. Okay, so here we go. Contains mineral seal oil, white mineral oil, carbon dioxide, that's the propellant, okay? CAS, blah blah blah, petroleum hydrocarbon oil with additives, deoxit M100L. So that's right there. This has got deoxit in it, and this is pretty darn cheap. You get a ton of it in a container. Of course it's diluted, but really it doesn't matter. This does the job, because deoxit is just such powerful stuff. And the other good thing about this is that it contains the mineral oils, which will prevent future corrosion. So it's a good thing in most cases, unless you don't want to have mineral oil on something. Like if it's something, because you can see here where I've touched all these chips, the ones that are kind of got a greasy, oily appearance to them. I don't care about that. I just care about the chips actually just working. So it's what I use. It's nice and cheap, and because if you, I mean, I've been meaning to buy the 100% pure deoxit online. It's about $15 for like a nail polish bottle, and it probably has more than this spray bottle from Radio Shack has. But the nice thing about the Radio Shack bottle is it's really convenient to buy, whereas the other stuff you got to buy online. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these. I've already done the two 68,000 CPUs and the other board in this stack. So all I gotta do is the ROMs up above here and a couple other chips in this thing. Okay guys, I'm just gonna finish this up and I'm gonna turn the video off. Thanks for watching. Okay guys, I've got the Super Hang-On board back in. I'm reading 5.05, 5.04 volts off the power supply. The game is working, but watch what happens when you take a turn. This is what's been happening on this board. This is not from the washing. I was hoping that cleaning the chips and washing the board would help resolve the issues, but it doesn't seem to be fixing it. It kind of happens randomly. Sometimes it does when you turn it on, sometimes it doesn't. But yes, if anybody has any ideas why this is happening, please give me some kind of, message here or wherever. But yeah, this is the problem it's been having. So yeah, just gonna see if I can get this thing working properly. I mean, the game plays, so you get this graphical glitch. I'm gonna try cycling the power one time. Okay, so you see the game there. You see the little graphical glitches that happen even just sitting still. Just see me a little bounce. See if that makes it happen or not. Okay, see, there you go. Yeah, so I can't figure out why it's happening. At least right now I can't. But yeah, I thought it was a dirty ROM or something. It might still be a dirty ROM. Might be a corrupted ROM too. I don't know. But yeah, cleaned the connections, cleaned the ROMs, and it's still happening. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, so I went into the memory test, and it says that IC 76, 75, 58, and 57 are bad, as well as IC 55 and IC 73. So at least I know where I'm going on here. This is the ROMs. I've got 4 bad ROMs. I've got 2 bad RAM chips in here. Now, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them out, take a better look at them, clean them up real good, and then put it back together again. Okay, everybody, now what I've done is I've pulled the board out a couple more times, put more of this spray that has deoxit in it, actually sprayed it directly into the sockets. I'm going to power it on. I'm going to show you what it's like right now. Make sure you guys can see this. Alright, I'm going to move this a little bit more. Alright, so watch what happens when I come to the corner. Watch the road. You see how the road is glitching out? I think you guys can see it. Get this saved. See, the track is not quite right. When and look in the horizon. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay, so this did not start until this geez, still started to get pretty cold in the basement, and right now it's let's see. It is 48 degrees in my basement. I'll just show you that. Or 49, probably more like 49. And all my stuff here. See, it's below 50 degrees. So, I'm just going to show you this. So you can see it. So there's the board. I'm going to take got my heat gun here. I'm just going to heat the board up a little bit. This board's been cleaned. All the sockets have been cleaned on it. Let me see what I can feel. And I could use a little more heat. Now, if I leave the game on for a while, the board will actually heat up enough by itself that these glitches will go away. I just want to show you this using a heat gun. Now, I'm not applying a, it's cold down here, so the air going into this heat gun is coming out. It's still not that hot. But I want to definitely get the board warm enough as if it were the summertime down here, which is in the 70s. better. Kind of close, but I'll turn the volume down. Okay, so you should be able to see it, except for the reflection. You notice that the road looks perfectly fine now. I got a little bit of glitch there. Probably if I heat up a little bit more, it'll go away. My sound cuts out just because I need to replace the sound pot in this thing, because you'll hear it. I can get it back just by turning a little bit. So I'm still getting a tiny bit of glitch on it. So I'm actually going to, let's heat it up a little bit more. Just, make sure I get between the boards here. Should be enough. Okay. All right. As you see, I don't see any glitches now at all. I gotta look at the road, not the camera. We'll make sure you guys can see this too. Well, there goes the volume. It's getting louder. Woo, it's killer. I'm gonna lose now. Bent over to turn the volume down. Well, anyways, it was enough for you guys to see that it's working fine. So I'm not sure exactly what I should do to get this working again. My thoughts are there's a connection that just works better when it's cold, when it's warm. I mean, every socket's been gone over. They're all double wipe sockets. I don't really think it's a socket issue. I think it's more of maybe there's a capacitor or just some solder joint that's coming loose. It's just really hard to see. I've looked at this board over 100 times now. And it's such a, I mean, we're only talking about, heating it up a few degrees. It's not, it's, touching it. It's not hot, It's just like room temperature, as if it were, if this were in the house, not in the basement, I wouldn't have any problems. And my voltage is reading just fine at 5.03 volts. So that's it, guys. I just want to show you this. I think I'm done working on it for now. I think it's just a glitch. And it goes away after leaving the game on for maybe about 5 minutes. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have some more videos for you.